Did somebody say a brand new Khezu gameplay? Oh yes, we're gonna go all over it, gonna explain everything in detail and wait, what is that? Like super rare endemic life? But you can't have pets in Rise, so does it like destroy the monster? Is it on the map? Oh my god, like a fox bird thing? What is this? I need to know. I can't not know what this is. This is incredible. This is more important than the hunt. This is more what?
Josh, calm down. Calm down. Josh, can't. It's just a creature. Please just focus on the video. Look, guys, I'll just do it. Hello and welcome back to a new Rage Gaming video. As we continue to cover the massive Rise news we had from yesterday, now we're taking a look at two new gameplay videos from the Frost Islands. My name is Olo and today we're hunting a Khezu. Try not to be too disgusted in everyone's favourite very ugly bat slug thing, because yes, Khezu is actually a fan favourite, ranking in the top 10 monsters for Japan's favourite monster polls consistently. I kinda get it, Khezu is very unique, this weird leech fella. Before we do get into that gameplay, I just want to make a note from my video yesterday from the Kimura Village tour breakdown. During the mission list, we actually saw a very interesting hunt listed. The So Muddy Hard-Headed quest might just make you think of a certain monster. That would of course be a Barroth. I'd say that means Barroth is likely in Rise, which could be yet another monster to add to the already long list. Anyway, today we have two gameplays for this hunt, one solo from Japanese media and one group hunt from English media. In that Japanese gameplay, we see the hunter using the Izuchi armor set and also multiple Kimura weapons, while in the English gameplay, the hunter is actually using the Izuchi sword and shield to match the armor set. In that case, it kind of looks like the claws of Izu rather than a sword, which is a really cool design. Let's start up with the English hunt gameplay, which is from that group of four, the player with the SNS, while joined by the hunting horn, the bow, and a switch axe. This hunt is pretty chill, like many low or mid-tier monsters being attacked by 4 players at once, and also 4 palamutes at once. The poor things just can't keep up and often get staggered and rather slaughtered. One fun note is how, because this is Khezu after all, there's no hunting music during this gameplay, just that horrible silence that is the apparent soundtrack of Khezu. The main takeaway from this Khezu, from all Khezu, is definitely the incredible new lightning effects going off throughout the fight. Obviously Khezu has various ways to harness the ground, where it sticks its tail to channel in electric moves using frontal cones or AoE explosions, just as always. But here, God, animations of that lightning look really good. I'm really happy with it. But for new stuff in this gameplay, check this out. Do you see what I'm seeing? That palamute is riding the Khezu. That's something we did not see in the demo. How I think this is happening is because of that weapon we saw in the village tour, the steel fang, that looks like a bit of a jaw symbol. I think by equipping that to your palamute, it gives it the ability to grab onto monsters like that. That's really cool. It also seems someone is using Ice Element during this hunt, as we see Khezu suffer from Ice Blight, glowing white and moving extra slowly. Now as the gameplay progresses and we chase that escaping Khezu, we see the center of the map, which features that big Zora skull from the trailers, surrounded by those Remobra, as we saw in that trailer, which is a nice nod because Remobra always hang around where Elder Dragons have been, scavenging their kills, but also maybe this means we'll be seeing more Elder Dragons again in Rise. Well, we'll have to wait and see on that. During this chase, we see the hunter actually bump into a Tetranadon and actually get a Wyvern ride off. Sadly, this hunter doesn't really show us any cool new moves. They just ride Tetra to Khezu, but we do see it climb some vines, which I don't think we've seen during a ride before. It's pretty weird looking. Anyway, it runs to Khezu for one quick charge attack and then performs the mounted Punisher. In this case, Tetra fuels up, eating some snow, and then after throwing some snow, water beams out this massive hit directly into Khezu for big damage, and also this will cause water blight to soften the hide of Khezu temporarily, which certainly helps. A few things can be said at this point. Firstly, hey, look at our first real look at the caves of the Frost Islands, suitably creepy and a perfect arena for Khezu to fight in, who likes to crawl around on those ceilings. Now while Khezu is knocked down from that attack, what is that on the wall there? Some kind of new endemic life, maybe tied to the Frost Island region. It's a sort of insect of some kind, and it's quite big, glowing red or orange in that center. I wonder what it does. Let me know if anyone knows. Finally, a bit later on, we do see the Khezu ceiling climb. That is horrific, absolutely perfect, hanging long from the top and shooting more electric shots down from the ground, or maybe it'll even try and grab you. This hunter tries to wirebug leap for an attack and gets a little awkwardly close, a little uncomfortable. But you can absolutely reach Khezu while it's on the ceiling with aerial hits like that if done right, which certainly helps this type of hunt. Randomly though, this hunt cuts off and we're back in the village. Maybe we'll have to see the kill in the other footage. So far, my thoughts on this hunt is that, well, this is very faithful to the original Khezu, with no major changes in Rise like we've seen for other monsters. But let's jump over to that Japanese gameplay and see if we can learn anything new. So this footage starts with a lot of Japanese text on it. This is something that happens a lot in Japanese media. They add a lot to their visuals. But anyway, right from the start, something very unusual happens. This icon appears in the middle of the screen, a sort of red cat or fox symbol. Translating those words, it says that there's a rare creature appearing, some sort of special or rare event. Apparently, it's very hard to catch. Is this a monster to hunt or a rare endemic life? Josh looked into this and was looking into Japanese myth and found this flying fox, the kitsune. But honestly, that reminds me more of Mizusune, which surely Mizu was based on kitsune already, right? What do you think? Now, early into this hunt, we do see some Zamite, the tiny ones actually, that attach to your hunter and try to suck your blood. Once again, implying that Zamtrios will be back in Rise. And as we go, the player bumps into a great Baggi, who appears to be the other monster found in this hunt, and has a little spar before moving on. On that way, look at this great wirebug usage from near the middle of the map. The hunter flies for an incredibly long time, and you get a great view of the region itself. But speaking of that rare creature, hey, look, there it is. I think it appears to be a bird or maybe an owl. Maybe you can catch it and bring it home to the hub like another owl pet. It appears on the minimap, so it's clearly a big deal. An icon shows up and this thing flies by real quickly. But I feel like it's a bigger deal than just an owl, some sort of rare mythical animal. Maybe by catching that, an event occurs? I wonder what's going on with that. The hunter loses sight of it anyway and then focuses on the nearby Tetra for a fight. During that encounter, those Remoba that are nearby come down and do help with the fight, biting Tetra over and over, which is pretty useful. Weirdly, after that encounter, the player goes straight back to the camp and changes equipment to the Kimura Gunlance, that incredible looking scythe we saw from the first trailer. Finally, we bring that to Khezu, who is just minding its own business before getting absolutely blasted by this hunter. During this encounter, Baggi shows up and fights Khezu, which certainly helps out this hunter, giving us a perfect chance to mount Baggi and then use that as a weapon. We do see some basic attacks to good effect, kind of reminding me of Izuchi's mount, but that mounted Punisher actually puts Khezu to sleep using the power of Baggi to do so. What a great way to use a monster against another. You can tell this hunter knows what they're doing because they use this great chance to place some bombs and do a huge explosive wake up hit. Absolutely ideal. At the same moment, Tetra shows up right as Baggi was trying to leave, and we get this crazy freeway fight, including another Tetranadon mount. You really see how wide Tetra is here compared to the others. Using Tetra to do some big-headed charges, Tetranadon does knock over both monsters and gets a great punish attack off against Khezu. These monsters have been clutch for this hunt. That water beam goes off, causes the water blight, and softens the hide. Apparently, this hunter can't help but change weapons though, because shortly after this, they go back to the camp again and swap to the Kimura Lance, which looks very deadly with this spiked end that it has. Immediately put to good use with a perfect silkbind parry to get things going. Absolute props to this hunter, this player, for being able to swap between various weapons and get good gameplay. Eventually, we do make our way to the South Cave. Just like that other footage, we see the same strange glowing endemic life on the wall. What does that do? I want to know. Then suddenly we teleport over to the North Cave, a much cooler area with some water and a wider area to actually fight in. Oh, and look, the hunter swap weapon again. Now it's using a Khezu hammer. More good use of clever gameplay here. We avoid the ceiling grab from Khezu, and then the hunter uses thrown knives to knock Khezu down from the ceiling and get some big hits in. It's good gameplay. Towards the end of this footage, we see Khezu trying to run away from this madman, as this hunter did some real work during this hunt. But sadly, once again, no kill is shown as the footage cuts off How sad. But there you have it. What did you think? It's mostly the same Khezu with no major changes in Rise from what we've seen so far, which is maybe a shame considering how other monsters have been improved. But at the same time, this is a classic, horrible monster that fits perfectly into Rise already. I don't think it needed changing, but it is nice for us, the player, to have more options to deal with Khezu with our new movement and such. But seriously, what the hell was that strange rare bird thing? Let me know what you think about that. Until next time, that has been my Khezu Hunt breakdown. I've been Hollow, you've been you, and thanks for watching.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.